name, make sure it is sensible so that you can use it everywhere and the guy who's reading the code understands it. And then you open the bracket, initialize whatever variables we want, whatever test cases we want, and here we use x and y because this is for points. All right. In different programs, we use different things. You have to initialize variables accordingly. Like if you have, since you guys attended Arjun's class of structures, in that you remember him creating a structure with for a car with the details, name, model number, year dispatched, manufactured, price, etc, right? So same thing for a student like that. But for us, for a point, there is only two variables, that is the x coordinate and the y coordinate. We're not doing the 3D plane here because the question doesn't ask us to do. And now, you guys must have seen Arjun sir also using this type def. What basically this type def does is creates a definite variable with a definite definite name and name so that you can use it throughout the program. All right. So here, so basically, what is the structure? I told you structure is used for a model composite data. So basically, it's the data type in itself. So we use type. Spelling is wrong. We use type def. The data type, that is structure, the data type's name, that is in our case point, and we can use a normal syntax saying our own name which we want to use in short forms. So we are using p over here. So you can see I have done type def before even the structure even was there. So this will not execute. This is only you have to always remember to do it after the structure is declared and defined. So basically this will be what this is the syntax, that is the data type, whatever name of the data type, name of the data, basically a variable name, and the type def name. Okay, hope you guys understood this.
And generally, like the type def name is the shortened version of the like the struct which you use for to make things easier. So like accordingly, you have to just take a variable or two. It's just like a character or two for that.
Yeah, I mean depending on your simplicity and make it more sensible. The name and. As you can see, how this is the thing, how to define a structure variable. If we go to main method, you can see there is p, that is the name we have given over here, that is the type def name we have given over, which we'll be using it throughout. And normally whenever you initialize in data type, it's just the data type and its name. Here now, since we have done type def of a structure point p, instead of using the whole structure point p, we only use p. Suppose this statement is not there, guys. Well, we should make sure we have to write over here structure struct point p1 and p2 and make sure the structure name, that is point, these are case sensitive. If you put one capital and one small thing, it won't work, it won't recognize it, so make sure you do that. But for now, let's go back to our p. Let us comment this off, comment, and that's how we initialize it. Okay, now after that, after initializing it, we use it like a normal function. All right, by like any other normal data type or anything. Okay, but when here it says how do you that is how you define and declare this initializer structure. Did you guys understand? Okay. Because where did Tanish go? Does he have some issues or he just left because the class wasn't
He
interesting?
left, I think.
Tell him to join back. Okay, here I'll show you how to access a structure. So we have created a variable over here, right? And now when we want to when this is there, what basically it means it has created a variable p1 with space x and y inside it. Okay, so when we are doing it, this is basically a normal function call. Here, as you can see, it's p. The return type is p. Why is it p? Because our name of the data type is p over here. So and here you can see that instead of using only x, we have used p1.x. What basically that means is a variable p1 which belongs to the structure point has space x and y. And how do you access that space? You put a dot and put whatever x or value, that's x or y value that's there. If you guys can see, if I put y dot in online GDB, you have to enter it manually and it will show you. Okay, fine. It will show you over here. You can just click on it, but it's not. This is not the way it's done. In few other GDBs like Visual Studio Code, I mean IDEs like Visual Studio Code. If you go here and check for the thing, you can see here I've used pass by reference. This I'll be explaining in a while. You can see when I type p1 dot something, it will show you what to type. Few things, IDs will work, but few IDs like online GDP, you will have to type it manually. So this is how you access the structure and store it in a defined place. I hope you guys understood how to take input from this by reading the code, because you guys are not old. And here we are returning p1, so we are returning all the values we entered, which is stored in x and y, back to the p1 over here. We are doing the same process over here. And now since we have taken the input, this is pass by value. Remember guys, this is pass by value. So once we have taken the input, we can see we have to check. What do we have to check? We have to calculate. We have to calculate, compute, or find the distance. And what is the distance formula between 2 points? It is basically square root of x2 minus x1 whole square, y2 minus y1 whole square. Right? So this formula written here is the thing. And you guys know, if for using square root, we have to import hashtag include mat.h, right? And now when we are passing these two variables, and whenever in the formal parameters, we initialize the data type and the name, right? Same we do it here, but our data type here is p. And here, why are we using float? Because we are only returning one value. The distance does not have x coordinate or y coordinate. Okay, that's exactly what's here. How to pass or return the structure by value to a function. It's same as integers or same everything. You can see it over here. This is basically a definition of how to do structures and how to return a structure if in using return a whole structure. That's what we did in input function, right? Hope you guys understood. Now here we send the p1 and p2, which is here, and here is there a mistake over here, guys? Anyone who's paying attention, please tell me the mistake.
Clearly seen, guys.
I just told it right now, and I hope you guys can explain the mistake. Guys, we can wrap up soon if you guys responded later, or please. Okay, guess you guys are not interested, or too sleepy, or having your food, or just turn on the screen. Rituraj, what's P1? What do you mean by P1.y?
Yeah.
Is
Give
it
it what where like
okay? Since we have less time, I'll be going up. There's no mistake. There is a mistake in this, but it's a small mistake. It's just x2 minus x1 is not x1 minus x2. So we just have to swap these two positions. Yep. Just have to swap these two and the same over here.
Rituraj, what like you wanted to say with P1.y?
Is that clear now? Did you understand where you went wrong? And here, you guys know that square root is used for finding the square root of a function, and sqrt, and power is used for finding the power of the function. And if you guys don't know the syntax of this, you can just go type uh, power syntax in C, and it will, if you go to any of the languages,
I think that one will be easier. That which was there, Sumuk? That C references. That
which one?
that C references link is there. I don't know the exact one,
We have to answer.
but it has.
Yeah, you can see the power. Basically this will be the base number, and this will be the power indicated. Okay, so here in the first bracket, as you can see, this will be our first number. We'll be raising it to the power 2. So that's what we are doing. Or you can just don't want you guys are getting too confused power. You can just multiply this twice and put it inside a whole bracket. Okay. Now we calculated, and this dot, you guys understood, right? How we access a structure. So this is how we access a structure to it. Now, since after we find the distance, we just return the distance. It is just a normal float, and now is the same thing as any other function. We are just passing the whole structure. So with the structure name, we are using p.2, pp. The and we print the final answer. And always remember to use a \n over here in the end always. And that's all. That's the distance between 2 points using using pass by reference. Do you guys have any doubts? If you guys don't have any doubts, I'll be going to explaining pass by reference. This is pass by value.
Shouldn't we use display instead of output? We can what way? Sham say.
It's just a name.
It's up to you. You use Shamsa.
Shamsa is just a name. You can use it as output. You can use it as display. You can use it as
Your name.
You can use it as Sham. You can use it as whatever name you want to, but make sure you give the name properly and sensibly.
Yeah. You can use either of them. No worries.
Yeah, it's not like you have to follow a particular thing always. Okay. Now, let's see. Here it shows passing a structure by reference. If you guys can see my cursor, we use this operator in the function wherever we pass the structure by reference. So if I am gonna pass P1 and P2 as structures as passed by reference, what I will do is input and P1 and P2. You guys know why we are using AND, right? We are just basically passing the address. And here when I want to pass it, I'll be using P1 and P2. That is basically my structure name, and I'll be changing, since I'll not be returning any value, I'll be changing the data type to void. And now I can remove this because I already have it declared in my formal parameter. And I can remove this as I'm not going to return any value. And now, as this indicates, you have to use this operator to access the fields. It's basically to access a structure. When we pass by reference, we basically use that operator. Basically, we use a minus sign and a greater than symbol. Minus sign and a greater than symbol. If you guys want to see it, as I told you, few IDs allow it.
Yeah, actually,
they recognize it. You can just type that and you can just click and press on enter. It will automatically do it for you. But few IDs won't, so make sure you type it manually. And always remember, guys, variables names are case sensitive in any programming language. So that's all. This is pass by reference for input. Now, if you should follow the same method when you want to use you have to follow the same arrow thing whenever you want to do pass by reference in a compute function or a display function or anywhere. So Rituraj, did you understand the pass by reference now?
Actually, one more thing to add. In like online IDs and all the modern like IDs, there is a minus sign and an arrow. Also, like in some, there is a dot and an arrow in the older things which you used to use. So it's up to them. But I think the proper IDs, they will give you like after when you enter a minus sign, they will predefinedly say that here you have to like compulsorily use like minus and a greater sign.
Like if you guys want to see, let's do it. Let's try running this program. What did I miss? What did I cut?
Here it won't work.
Yeah, here if you guys want to see what exactly it does when we run pass by and we just put a dot operator, when we run it, it's gonna show you. Yeah. Okay, guys, tell me what error did I make over here? What blunder error did I make over here? What stupid idiotic mistake I made? Someone. Anyone who wants to tell me my mistake?
Hello, anyone? Rituraj, you should tell. It's clearly seen.
Yes. Whenever we pass the address, we have to use a pointer, and I didn't use a pointer. So whenever you're passing by reference, remember to use a pointer. And as you can see, 1 second.
It's okay. So one more thing, like I wanted to tell you guys is like we have used type def, so we have used that P. Otherwise, like if you take that entire structure out, then you can use like point asterisk P1 comma point asterisk P2. I hope that it's like a basic thing, but I hope it won't make confusion into you.
Now when we run the program, you can see there's an error. This GDB is only telling us, it is pointing at wherever we are entering. It is telling us to use an arrow instead of a dot. So make sure you read it properly and change it. So this is when you pass by reference. When you pass by reference in any function, you have to use this. I hope you guys understood. Now if we run the program, you can see if I enter 1 and 1.
Okay, the other one it took 0.
Yes, because I made one more error. I have to ask this twice.
Yeah.
For P1 and P2. Otherwise, it will take it as 0. So if I run it again, if I enter 1 and 1, 2 and 2, you will get the required answer. So did you guys understand the point program over here? So this is basically pass by reference, and the pass by value Yash explained, and I explained it again. So both the programs are in the chat box if you guys want to refer it. And using this, I hope you guys can solve these two programs in the next 2 days. Submit till activity 20 by today. Solve these four programs before Monday, before we enter the concept of loops, which is a damn interesting concept. So do you guys have any doubts?
Yeah, anything is not mentioned in this exercise, so you can use pass by value. As inside structure, it might be easier, like less complex than pass by ref. So it's up to you.
It's up
From
to you
now
to
on, it
use
will be up
pass.
to you. Like in either way, you use all of your variables. In starting, we used to give like you have to do by a particular thing. From now on, whatsoever you find it easier and quicker, you can do that.
Yeah, you just have to think quick, do it quick. I mean, if you don't understand the concept, I'd suggest you better read, clarify, revise, do it again, repeat. That's how you become a great programmer, like Watson.
Joke.
Okay, so guys, make sure you
You can
ask
look